Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Married to Sports Podcast. With me, as always, I have Corey and Hot Rod, and it's Wednesday, so we got Coach Bacon in the house. What's going on, guys?
Not
Yo,
much. Hey,
What's up?
Brandon, I got a new thing for us.
Uh-oh.
Instead of Wednesdays being Hump Day, it's going to be Bacon Day.
The
get
Baconator.
get greased
Yeah.
up for Wednesdays.
Yep. There we go.
Speaking of getting greased up, all right, so,
Oh, hey, Brandon, we don't want to hear about your
oh, wow,
bedroom.
wow, wow. You guys, you
I
and
mean,
Coach,
somebody was thinking that you just had to say it.
Corey and Coach, you guys did a great job over this college bracket. I'm at 25%. Indiana is the only one I've got left in my bracket. Everybody else is dead in the water. But one of the big ones that we didn't get to talk about, uh, the Miami Hurricanes upset Ohio State, and now we are looking at them going into the. Obviously, this is the game to go into the finals. What are we thinking about Miami?
Corey, man, you're the resident Canes fan. We'll let you get all high and mighty and pop a Blue Chew and talk about them. Blue Chew's not an official sponsor, by the way.
Well, it could be.
No, you know what? Well, the one thing I've seen the first two playoff games, I mean, that didn't get talked about all year, was Miami's defense. That interior defense, they get home. They get home, but they also know how to they also know how to stop the run. So, going into the playoffs, the biggest key, knowing that they shouldn't have been there, that everybody said, is Carson Beck. People forget Carson Beck has played in a lot of big games in the SEC when he was with Georgia. Whether he fared well or not, he's played in big games. So that wasn't the problem. The problem is, was he going to protect the ball? And he has. And Mark Fletcher has torn up the last two teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think Indiana is the only other team that in the last 2 years that's ran on Ohio State as much as Miami did. So, the one big thing about their defense, though, they did let Jeremiah Smith burn them a lot. He had a lot of yards in that game, but he was the only one that hurt him. That defense, it's the defense, and Carson Beck not giving the ball up, and we have a run game. I mean, that's three keys that and then we could see about one of the big keys is the kicking game. Look at Illinois State the other night. They lost the national championship because they got two kicks blocked, a
Yep.
field goal and the extra point in overtime.
That
So,
was the difference right there.
that's the thing. If you don't mess up. I mean, I think Miami's got a chance. I mean, this is going to be a one. Ole Miss could be on a. Ole Miss and Indiana could be on that path because Ole Miss don't have the coach anymore, and Indiana, Lou Corso retired this year. So, but I hope my U does it. We'll see.
You know, the U is really one of the more dangerous teams left in this thing. Like I said, everybody was talking about how the U didn't belong there. They went out and made statements. Now, this Ole Miss game, it's going to be Ole Miss's offense versus Miami's defense to win this game. I mean, and Miami's defense is playing some of the best ball right now. Coach, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, this is so week to week. And Miami was really impressive, right? But I don't know if it's if I could overstate it. And I think Ole Miss was equally as impressive, even though the scoreboard didn't look dominant, because over the last decade, most teams when they get the when they get the blow from Georgia, they don't recover,
Right.
and they get suffocated. And Ole Miss is down 10, backs are against the wall. Then they get down again in the second half, and they come back and win. And Miami looks like a team that in a lot of ways, I think this game is like your two teams that have just played a lot of back against the wall football. And I think you're going to see that Carson Beck is going to have to showcase his ability to win a game a little bit more. They might be able to lean on Fletcher some. I mean, he's a really quality back. Um, but in that, it's like Ole Miss has quality backs and wide receivers, and the Chambliss kid like just will run around and go win it. Now, if you recall last week, Brandon, I think I said Miami would win that game because of Carson Beck's athleticism and him making some big runs. And that kind of ended up proving to be true. Like, no matter how good Fletcher was, Beck had a couple big runs that, like, he doesn't always showcase. And he saved it for the time was right. And I think this is a really interesting game. I'm gonna go Ole Miss just because I think they got the hate factor. Like, there's a lot of angry guys in that on every bus, in every locker room, in every lifting session, at every practice that want to stick it to a guy that's not there anymore. And I think you also have an OC there in Weiss Jr. who maybe, like, even though he's supposed to go LSU, maybe attempting to coach his way into the NFL.
Wow.
And so, that's been pretty widely speculated here the last week. And Lane Kiffin even said like that he had a guy in mind if something happened. So I think Ole Miss like wins this one. I think this will be the first time that Miami has to put up points, and that's where like it'll be interesting to see if they can do it.
So kind of touch on what you guys kind of already talked about. I mean, you brought up Chambliss and you brought up Beck. That pick six in the first half, I believe it was the Ole Miss Georgia game. I believe it was the first half, right? We threw the pick six, and he goes down. I believe it was 17-7 at that point.
Yep.
I thought they were dead. I thought they were dead in the water. I thought it was over with. I was like, man, this is where Georgia just starts piling it on. They did a great job coming back. Now with the Miami Hurricanes, where I thought Ohio State was going to be better, I thought they were better in the trenches on both sides. I thought the O-line was better. I thought the defense was better. Now I think the Miami running back is really good. But when we look at Chambliss versus Carson Beck, is Carson Beck going to be consistent enough? And is Chambliss going to be able to have that comeback gene if they do get down? Both of these quarterbacks, when it comes to consistency, they're pretty consistent, but their floor is really low when they have that moment. Does that make sense? Like when they're down, they're down. But when they're up, they're up.
Yes.
But that being down, are you going to be able to overcome that in a big moment? I'm with you on the Ole Miss. And Corey, I've been against your Hurricanes this whole time. You guys beat A&M, great job. Beat Ohio State, didn't think it would happen. Not going to count you guys out against Ole Miss. But I think the storyline, Lane Kiffin leaving, DC staying, a lot of guys left with Lane Kiffin, and they're still being ultra competitive in this series. And I love it. I love it for Ole Miss. I love it for those guys. I love it for the seniors. But the question is really, when it comes to the crunch time, are you going to be able to keep your floor higher than the next person's floor? And that's what I want to know.
I agree with everything you said, Brandon. I can't really push back. I mean, this is going to be a toss-up game. Let's be real. But if Chambliss has the hot hand early, the way he can get out and scramble, and that hot hand includes having like 10, 15 seconds to throw the ball on the scramble, if not more, keeping plays alive, Ole Miss will probably more than likely win this game.
I want to see Ole Miss win just because of the storyline, but if I'm not mistaken, I think Carson Beck's my age. I think he's like a 20th year senior. and I think he's like getting close to 40. Um,
He's only close to 35. Get
whatever.
it right.
I mean, I figured him and Bo Nix went to high school together. Um, I'm just kidding, but
It's actually only his fifth year, just to be
it is.
honest. To be honest,
I knew he'd been. I knew he'd been in college for a minute, but uh,
yeah, it's his fifth year.
the the experience that Carson Beck has is going to help him more, I think, throughout this playoffs versus this Chambliss kid. But I really,
The kid who won a national championship last year?
Yeah, he did win a national championship at JUCO last year. That's the thing. He's played
No,
in
No,
Division
pressure.
not
Two.
JUCO
not JUCO
or
Division
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 two.
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 Either way,
Oh, Division two. Okay,
Bear State.
it is a different pressure.
it is. And
Yeah.
look,
Uh,
his mom, the kid's mom, has been there every game, and I love the story. I love everything about the storyline with Chambliss and Ole Miss. I do. Absolutely love the storyline. Um, I really like y'all's running back down there in Miami. I think that is one of the most underrated backs. And I think Lacey for Ole Miss is a very underrated back. That Lacey kid's good.
yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of good,
The
Ty Simpson is entering the NFL draft.
Oh Lord.
Said he's not playing his senior year,
Well,
going to the NFL.
well, here you go. I'm going to put my one take on this, Brandon, real quick. Ty Simpson will get drafted in the first round, even though he shouldn't.
Disagree
So,
with you.
whatever.
I disagree
Huh?
with you.
I, I don't think there's a quarterback that should be in the first round this year, but that's just me.
I think Ty Simpson is the most NFL ready.
He might be the most NFL right, but let's be real. Ty Simpson needs to go to a team that knows his play style. And I'm not going to say can adapt, but can build his play style.
He's got to
I
get with a good
mean,
OC.
Yeah.
ultimately, this is where I've been saying quarterbacks don't develop, and you see it more in the first round. And first round, in my definition, for these quarterbacks are top 5, top 7 picks, because normally those are the worst franchises seeking quarterbacks all the time. Okay, they're not they're not developing like going 10 to 30 or 15 to 30 in the first round. I mean, you got more first round busts in that top 7, top 10 than you do later in the first round. Do y'all not agree?
I think it's because of expectations. We draft these quarterbacks in the first round, and we put all these high expectations on them. And when they don't follow through, because you've got guys like Kevin Stefanski that don't know how to coach, Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? You see guys get pushed around in the league, go team to team, and look like you're having a really bad career for everybody to say, "Oh wow, you can actually play."
Sam
I
Darnold.
have fun with Sam Darnold.
I'm gonna see, and if we look at that's a great example right there, because if you look at Ty Simpson versus Sam Darnold, right? I watched Sam Darnold very closely at USC, right? I freaking hate stinking Lincoln. Okay, I absolutely cannot stand that man. But I have watched Sam Darnold very, very closely. He beat us. He beat us. Right? He beat my Longhorns. Ty Simpson is better in college than what he was. I'll tell you another one that is doing really, really well this year, which is Trevor Lawrence. If you look at the film of Trevor Lawrence can ball. I think Ty Simpson, in my opinion, is better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ty Simpson, right, is in this weird spot of what does he have to gain by going back to Alabama compared
Yeah.
to what he has to lose, right? Like, worst case, I think he's probably a second rounder at some point.
Yeah,
And like, if he goes back and gets benched, he's never gonna make it in the NFL.
I agree with that too.
And so it's like, what do you do now, dude? His offensive line and run game didn't make him look any good at
Right.
all. Like, and that's where it's always interesting to see how guys get evaluated, because like Drake May was okay in college, and he's out here might be the best quarterback of that draft
Might be the best quarterback in the league.
when it's all said and done. He might be one day, but that's because he's Tom Brady's cloned kid. Um, but so it's just a really interesting thing, and that it's the development piece isn't going to happen when you've got guys like the Sorsby kid from Cincinnati who's there and then bounces to Texas Tech, and he'll be there for a year or two and then bounce to the NFL. And like when you don't have consistency in your process and in your training, like you have to relearn. Like it does hurt you in that area. I think. I mean, in my sport, it does. And so it's like, you know, I think it's easy to think that maybe quarterbacks coming out, like they've always been a crapshoot, right? Like Jamarcus Russell was like a no-brainer number one overall pick,
Right.
Talent-wise.
and so quarterback's hard. Quarterback is really hard, and so it'll be interesting to see where he lands. Like I don't know, like who the quarterback needy teams are right now. I think you could argue the Dolphins, but yours didn't look awful.
I think yours is going to start next year.
Yeah,
I don't think yours is
The
going to.
Jets.
You got
the
Jets.
Jets, which like I would avoid like the
Right.
plague.
Yep.
You got the Raider. You got the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, and then you have like this weird one too of like Kyler Murray floating around, and whoever they hire, are they going to go with Kyler or not?
Now, see, I think Arizona would be a good spot for Ty.
Yeah, I mean, it may be. You've got weapons, and it's an interesting dynamic because you have 7 vacancies right now, and the head coach spot is going to be more important than like the current situation. Like, look at the Bears right now. I mean, the head coach made all the
Yep.
difference for that organization. The
It really
defense
did.
is drastically worse, and we are way better as a team.
Yeah, but
I
the
got
sad part is
something that Go ahead, Corey.
with Simpson at Alabama, I think, like you guys said, it was, hey, come back to Alabama. Well, people don't realize that they've got a 5-star freshman that was sitting behind him that they want to get playing, and then
Who's Kalen's guy?
Yeah,
He's
who's Kalen
Kalen's
DeBoer's guy, or go to the NFL. Well, I don't mind him going to the NFL. My problem is I think he can be a good quarterback in the NFL as long as there's three teams that he stays away
The
from.
Jets.
And those 3
The
teams
Browns.
are the Jets, the Browns,
Browns have their guy.
until
Yeah, they do.
and the Raiders until they figure out who the head coach is. But I think Mendoza will be the number 1 quarterback taken. But I honestly think out of this draft class, I would not. I mean, late first round, I would probably take a quarterback. If I was a team in the top 10, I wouldn't. But
All
that's
right.
Now, let me
me.
ask this question.
I'd go further
Hang on,
than
Rod.
that.
Let me ask this question because this is probably where you're going because you brought him up. Who is more impressive, and who would you take? Who would if you are going to take a quarterback? Who are you taking first, Mendoza or Simpson?
Neither.
Yeah.
You know what?
Dante
said it.
Moore.
Yeah,
If he comes out, it's Dante Moore.
that's who I would take.
I don't disagree with
That's
that.
Oregon kid,
I
right?
said it in the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good.
I said it from the beginning. Last few years, there were no quarterbacks that deserved number 1 overall. Cam didn't even deserve number
agree.
1 overall. And you know what? That's why if I'm smart, I'm trading the first overall pick every time to at least number 8 to 15. If I want that quarterback, you're going to get a solid, not fully polished quarterback, but somebody that can develop. And
All right.
that's what.
Hey, if you were the GM of the Jets right now, what are you doing? Because I know what I would do, and I'll tell you after. Right? The Raiders have the 1, the Jets
Yeah.
have the 2, right?
Yep.
The Raiders will probably draft some offensive lineman and just say, we're just going to find somebody who can hand off to Ginty and run behind somebody. because they're
If
hung
I'm the
with Geno.
Raiders,
They're hung.
if
They're in the same situation the Bears were. Like I just ride Geno and go draft pieces.
Well, here
But sorry, I
here's the
don't
thing with the
know.
Jets.
What do you
Here's the
do?
if
thing with the
I
Jets, and I think I know where you're going with this. But if you're the Jets, you're not going to be able to help a quarterback out until you get some receivers. Like
I mean, they've got
they
Garrett
had
Wilson.
44 drops the year before last year. This year, which is now last year, is they've had 40. So at what point are you going to get receivers to help your quarterback not have so many? You got to catch the ball. You got to catch the ball in pivotal third downs. You got to catch the ball in touchdown situations. You've got to catch the ball.
two things here. You know what? You got Brandon. You're right. You say all the time we got to build through the trenches. Two, the Jets' offensive and defensive line are not good.
They just
Let's
broke
be
everybody
real.
apart. They just had a fire
I
sale.
mean,
No, they're not good.
I know. No, I know. But what I'm saying is this: if you cannot get who you want at quarterback with the Jets, I would go ahead and trade that two pick down to at least five and get that Bono. I think that's his name out of Utah, offensive lineman. And then you're going to pick up another first round pick in this year draft somehow. Whether you use your extra pick capital you have, you can go out and get a decent receiver as well. And probably third round, I'd look at finding a quarterback because there are going to be some good ones in the later rounds. There always are.
So here's my thing with this is what I would do if I was the Jets. I would Rod to man, the first thing I'm doing, if I'm the GM, I go sign Jacoby Brissett to a 2-year deal. I sign Brissett to a 2-year deal. The dude's always been competitive. He can throw the rock around. He can move. I trade the two to somebody who wants a quarterback. I don't know who, or somebody who has somebody they want that they're willing to go get. And hopefully it's like the 10th or 12th pick. Then I trade that 10th or 12th pick again to somebody like Chicago who really just needs like an edge rusher, right? A linebacker and edge rushers is all the Bears need. Like I trade it again, get some more picks, and then I have a beefy second and third round with 5 to 7 picks in the second and third. And then I just throw flyers at offensive pieces, offensive linemen, wide receivers. I just draft them all. And then I wait and play out the next year and then get a quarterback the year after. It's essentially what the Bears did with Justin Fields for Caleb Williams. Like, but they had Fields in house and they didn't have to pay him because he was on a rookie deal, which helped, right? So maybe, like, I don't know. I just think Brissett would bring a lot of stability and would be really good for the organization and then be able to mentor a young guy. And so, I mean, that's what I would do. Like, if I'm the Raiders, I don't take a quarterback either. Like, you need another wide receiver. Like, you've got problems with Max Crosby. They're probably
Right.
trading him unless the new coach can, like, mend fences. I honestly think that's why Pete Carroll got fired, is that whole deal.
I think Pete Carroll got fired. I think Pete Carroll got fired for several reasons. Um,
Losing 10 straight can
well,
help.
Yeah.
but he's lost his fastball. Gino looked really, really bad. And for you to say, "Hey, Gino's my guy," bring him from Seattle, that was a very bad deal. Now, I'm with you, Coach, on everything you said, except for I hate that for Jacoby Brissett. Um, and I'll give you my personal feelings on it. Everything you said about Jacoby Brissett is absolutely 100% right. And because of all the bad teams that he's been on and all the people that he's tried to pull up, I would like to see Jacoby Brissett go to a good organization. The Jets are not a good organization. However, because of everything you said about Jacoby Brissett and the situations that he's been in, I don't think the Jets situation would be the worst situation that he's been in. Especially since they got a new coach, trying to build a new culture. The whole reason they got young and got rid of all the vets was so that Aaron Glenn can start a new culture. Man, that's really why you do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm I'm on the fence with everything you said because I don't like it for him personally. But everything logically on a game plan standpoint, you're spot on. And I think Jacoby Brissett would actually change that organization.
And if the Jets GM's listening, like I do have a price, and you can hire me to come in and advise.
And it's cheap. Well, cheaper.
Cheaper.
I'm not gonna say I'm cheap, but I'm cheaper.
No, it's just this draft is like just really interesting, and the college guys coming out and the college guys staying, like, you know, it's just a really interesting draft because like you're sitting there like, why would you want to not be in the same position and do what the Bears did and fleece somebody like they did with Carolina? And it's
I
worked out,
know.
but it's worked out good for you.
It
Like
has.
you've got your guy, and it's worked out good for the Bears. And so like I think that's the model that I would take if I'm the Jets or Raiders GM. Like, who cares if we're bad next year? Brock Bowers will be year 3, Gentile will be year
Right.
2. The two cores of your offense. Like,
Well, you know, here's the thing with those two. This is the draft, and they always talk about quarterback. This is the draft though that the 1 and 2 teams in the draft order both need a wide receiver and both need offensive linemen. There's very good wide receivers and very good offensive linemen in this draft.
yeah.
That's where they should go. Like you were saying, though, you know, ride with whoever the quarterback wise for another year. And
And not only that, there's going to be solid quarterbacks in free agency. Not right home to your mama about, but this solid quarterbacks that can get things done. If it's not Jacoby Brissett, you can still get
Tyrod Taylor, like,
Tyrod Taylor. I'm trying to think of names, but ultimately, Matt Jones might be out there.
Tyrod's mine.
yeah, Mac Jones, Mitch Trubisky, like,
yeah,
you know,
look what
there's
Trubisky did
guys
the
that-
last game of the year.
yeah, you know, there's guys out there that are capable that, like, no offense to Brady Cook, but like the Raiders, I feel like the Raiders are in a less quarterback needy situation too because they drafted the kid out of Purdue 2 years ago, and he hasn't looked bad when he's been in there.
No.
Aiden O'Connell. You know.
So I mean, and he's on a rookie deal.
And hey, for the right price, we'll trade Joe Milton.
No, we'll give you Joe Milton. There ain't no price to it. I cut him today.
Yeah, he looked awful.
Yeah.
I mean, go trade for Trey Lance. Like, you know, like there's plenty of options that you could give up a second or third round pick after you've traded back to somebody who feels like the quarterback that they want's there. Right? Like, who knows what the Ravens are going to do, right? Like, do the Ravens need to go pick up a quarterback?
Should Lamar want out?
All right.
Should Lamar want out?
Funny you bring up the Ravens. I got a question for you.
Oh, boy.
I was watching one of these TikTok videos, and somebody said Stefanski to the Ravens made perfect sense.
No. Stefanski to NAIA.
I mean, I just could not believe what I heard. I mean, they still, after all this time, how he built his name on offense, still is getting praised for offensive. When the last 2 years at Cleveland, it's been awful.
All I know is if I'm the dog pound and we don't hire Harbaugh, who rebuilt the Ravens, like,
I like
what do
that.
we do?
I like that a lot.
Like, if I'm the dog pounder, that's not the guy we hire. If my owners aren't just like, here, it's $20 million a year.
My original thought,
We'll let you do whatever
my
you
original
want.
thought was Harbaugh to the Raiders, but I think I like Harbaugh to the Browns more.
If you're gonna go take over a franchise, like it sounds insane, but the Browns are closer to winning their division.
Yeah. No, I agree. You're
Andy's
literally
been
a
in the
coach away.
division,
You've got all the pieces.
like, and they like Shador, and Shador basically just was like, "Yeah, I don't want to come and sit behind Lamar for 5 years."
Right. I can see that.
Now,
Take it to the
that
bank. I'll call it right now. Harbaugh's going
I
to the
like
Browns.
Harbaugh to the Browns. I do like that.
I'll do
Harbaugh
it.
to the Browns, Mike McCarthy to the Giants. I like that.
Oh God.
What?
no, I think Mike McCarthy's going. If LaFleur don't get traded or fired after the
McCarthy's not going back to
wild
the
card
Packers.
weekend, I no. Let me finish. I think LaFleur. I said if LaFleur doesn't get the job in Atlanta, I could see Mike McCarthy to Atlanta.
I think Mike McCarthy would rather have Jackson Dart than Michael Penix.
But
I think
You got-
Matt Nagy would rather Jackson Dart than Cam Ward.
You think Matt Nagy to Tennessee?
I think he would rather Jackson Dart, but I think Matt Nagy's going to end up being his Raiders. He knows the division.
I don't want to see Matt Nagy as another head coach. I think he's a great coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach.
I don't know. He did take the Bears to the playoffs.
And then what else he do?
Well, you got to remember that the Bears were hung with a ton of cap space issues and had some problems there, and that's why they end up not bringing back Montgomery, which hurt, and not having like elite wide receivers for him because they had this old defense that they were paying.
I'm not gonna hate on Matt Nagy too much. I mean, he is a champion, but I like him better as a coordinator.
He's been to more playoff games than Stefanski.
Stefanski was terrible.
you're,
Listen, I'm gonna throw out some names for y'all, okay? Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., David Njoku, Nick Chubb, Amari. Wait, no, they didn't have Amari yet. Sorry.
They had Amari
Well, yeah, but that was later.
with Stefanski. They
Yeah.
still had him.
Like, I just gave you 6 All Pros. That's
Yep.
hard to put on one team. Period.
Well, and I couldn't believe like what they decide to do with Baker is insane. They go to the playoffs, and then Baker plays the whole year hurt for you, and you ditch
For
him.
Deshaun.
Nah. Yeah.
for a contract you can probably never move on from Deshaun Watson like Bobby Bonilla.
Bye, Bunyan Day.
Exactly. That's the only way the Browns can go on. Well, that sounded wrong. Either way I'm going to say it sounds wrong. But get off of the contract for Deshaun Watson as restructure that deal, make him retire because of his injury history, and give him $1 million a year for the next
Or you just
however
sit,
many
or
years.
you just make him sit this year and be done with it.
You can apply for the Tennessee Titans job here online.
Oh, nice. That indeed. Hashtag
Yep.
not a sponsor should be. All right, really quick.
I already got my
Really
resume
quick.
in.
Some sad news. He is alive, but Jordan Shipley, Texas boy, went to the NFL, is in the hospital in critical condition. Got caught on fire.
What happened?
Got caught on fire
Yep.
at his ranch, and so they metaflighted him to Austin. He is alive. He is stable, but he is in critical condition. And so shout out to the Shipley family and everything. He was one of my favorite players growing up to watch. Him and Colt McCoy were two great players that played together. So I've been a big fan of Jordan and Jackson, and so shout out to their family and prayers to their family. It's pretty sad. Speaking of Texas receivers, Livingstone, freaking bum, is going up north. So I can't wait to kick his butt second weekend of October.
Where is he going?
With the freaking
Oklahoma?
OU, man.
Oh, I didn't hear OU. I heard up north. I heard up north. I'm sorry. Somebody's got some. Somebody's got some background music on that we can't hear, man.
Man, they got as many lyrics as they have IQ, too.
Hey,
Oh,
wait,
number one public institution in the country.
hey, was that Oklahoma State's fight song?
No, you didn't hear the freaking banjos and white trash in the
Oh,
background.
my goodness. So, congratulations, Coach. You really do got a good one. He was a true freshman for us last year. I couldn't wait to see him next year because I know he was going to grow. So, I really, truly can't wait to play him second weekend of October. But I am sad to see that kid leave and go to Oklahoma. But Domatier, if that, how do you say his name? It's like Stagna the third?
Satania.
the third. I like that kid.
Well, all indications right now make it look like he will be returning. I mean, he could still enter the draft, but with him and Livingstone and then the kid they got, the Harris kid from Virginia, is yeah, it's really exciting. And you knew something was going on with some of the other stuff. And I'll put it this way: that OU's front office has outperformed, and this is not me being a homer. They have outperformed everybody in the country to this point, right? Like, I mean, you look at like Virginia Tech's numbers, they look crazy, but like that's just people jumping shit. Penn State's like class looks crazy, but that's just everybody following. I mean, we went out and got a great tight end from Florida, got Reagan Beers' brother from Colorado State. So just picked up the kid from Michigan right before we hopped on. They've had like 11 visits and 9 commits out of the portal. They had a plan. They've executed it, and it'll be really interesting to see because if you go look around college football, they are absolutely cleaning up with the portal and the 27s.
Yeah. And you guys had Venables had a great recruiting class this year. Got a couple guys from Bigsby, a couple guys from Broken Arrow, a couple guys around the state of Oklahoma that were big time. You guys are really, really doing stuff down there at OU. And it's getting scarier to see as we're getting closer to the second weekend of October because we can go 1-11 as long as that one is that weekend.
I mean, it's interesting. There's one out there still that will be really interesting to see. Smother, the kid from NC State,
Hollywood Smothers
was originally an OU commit and bounced when Riley left. And then Durham is an Oklahoma kid from LSU. So, and that Blaylock and Xavier Robinson are good backs. I think we're going to get better at run scheme. Because, like, you watch the tape. Our offensive line did a great job, but the problem was tight end. And they have really addressed tight end already in the portal.
Another thing I'd like to see from your running backs is I would like to see them get downhill.
Yeah, I mean, they will. I think, X was playing. Basically didn't practice a ton all fall. He was hurt. And that was tough. I think the one game they really did that well was South Carolina.
Yeah. Missing blocks. You got to be able to read. You got to be able to read a block. It's not hard. You cut based on which way the booty turns. I mean, you're trying to cut off your teammate's butt cheek. And you've got to hit your hole. And a lot of that is reading. A lot of that is pre-snap read, and just knowing where you're going before the ball gets there. And I I think you guys are going to be good, really. So if you guys can get moving out the backfield, I think your run game will improve tons. Like you said, the tight end was a big deal. And then just knowing where your double team is for the offensive line. If you can read where your double team is, you hug the double team, and your run game will get a lot better. So,
Rod
Sh-
Rod will understand this. The defense will actually be better
yes.
next year because he's finally getting his depth, and
Exactly. Exactly. And
and
I'm going to shout out my Clemson Tigers. We are hitting the portal fast and furious this year. Who would have thought?
It's what you need.
right before
Who would
Dabo
have
goes
thought?
to coach the Browns.
Ooh, Dabble to the Browns.
I think
Dabble Sweeney to the Browns.
And
I like it.
reunite with Deshaun. Get him right.
I don't know about that, but I do like.
Just massage all the imperfections out of him.
no, we don't massage anything.
I heard he's going to bring Justin Tucker too.
Okay,
No. We can't bring Justin.
since you brought him up, let's talk about Justin Tucker for just a second. So
Texas guy.
he is a Texas guy. Now listen, and that's one thing that really bothers me. Like I don't care. I mean, I care that we lost Livingstone. Wisner was a decent back. I'm kind of sad that we lost him to Florida State. But Stone,
And you got Baxter.
Baxter
Gone
wasn't
too,
good.
right?
I literally left him out because go be trash somewhere else. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't move his feet. He doesn't read his blocks, and he doesn't get a whole lot of yards. Now after contact, he's pretty good. He's pretty solid, but he can't read and he doesn't move his feet. Not, I have no use for you. Um, Justin Tucker. Golly, now I've not actually said it.
Toucher. Yeah, that's what he is. Justin Toucher.
Stone left Texas. Now we've had Justin Tucker and Dicker the kicker, and tons of other special teams players that have entered the NFL and have done very, very well in the NFL. Don't understand that kid's choice to leave the University of Texas since he wanted to be a kicker. That was the dumbest transfer move I've ever seen throughout the entire portal. Cool. Well, I say you're gonna make more
All
money in
about
the
that
NFL, but that's one thing I didn't understand about Ty entering the draft, and I meant to say this earlier. Ty's gonna make more money his senior year in college than he will his rookie contract. Yeah, he will. NIL,
No.
their money is
I don't.
more
I don't.
than I think Shador ended
I
up
don't
losing
know
like
if
half of his
he
money
would.
going into the NFL.
Yeah, but he also went to the 5th round. I do think Simpson will be. I think somebody will take him in the first. I know. Somebody early in the second will trade up to take him and give like the Super Bowl champ a couple extra picks, which they always need. And so he'll get yeah, he'll be fine. You gotta remember that guy's just sat too. Like he's. I don't know if Simpson's not going to get the money that Sorsby or Levitt they're going to get. That's just my opinion. Like I just and staying at Bama just didn't make sense. I didn't feel like, and I think he stayed there and endured a lot. So I think to him, it's like I'd rather go to the NFL than bounce in the portal.
Right.
You brought up a name right there, Sam Levitt. You know what? He's going to Kentucky. Who would have thought he would have went to Kentucky? When I did the preseason shows on TikTok Live, I expected this whole quarterback class to be a lot better than it was this year. I expected Sam Levitt to be one of those top 7 picks,
He got hurt.
and he got hurt. So that just proves that you're rolling a dice on every draft pick. You don't know
I mean,
who's going to be
you're doing that
what.
anyway.
You're doing it anyway, but you're doing it more now with this NIL, the culture change. Than you
And I
have
don't
in
think
the
it's going to get
past.
any better.
That's all I'm saying.
You're sitting there talking about how we haven't seen a first round quarterback. I don't think we're going to. I don't think we'll ever see a first round quarterback ever again. With everybody going around bouncing around and everything. I don't think that everything is two right now. If that makes any sense. And I don't think we're going to see the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Drew Brees. I don't think we're going to see those guys anymore. I think the days of that
And it's
being,
sad.
I think that's over with. Drake May, I think, will be a gunslinger, but how many guys? Now, Drake May and Joe Burrow remind me a lot of each other, and I like that type of quarterback. Drake May's a little bigger, a little more durable.
What about this? What if Chambliss doesn't get the extra year? Does he go in the first round?
Ooh.
I think he's good. I think he's a good quarterback in college. I don't think he's going to be a good pro quarterback.
He can make every throw, man.
And that's what you're looking for right there, making every throw.
And he can run.
He's kind of, I'm going to say this and I'm going to take some heat for it. Right now, if he had the right system, he would be Lamar 2.0.
I can see that.
Probably an upgraded version of Lamar at this point in his career.
I mean, we're ripping on Lamar pretty good, and the guy did kind of ball on Sunday night. Like, he did throw the rock around. I mean, King Henry went nuts too.
He went nuts early. Yeah, the second half, not so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was going with the Justin. Yeah. I got sidetracked on Stone, but Justin Toucher would have made that kick. Would have made that kick.
Yeah.
And I don't know
maybe
if it's the rookie. Well, Boswell did miss an extra point. He slipped.
That stadium's a tough stadium to kick in. There's been a lot of missed kicks there.
It's true. And it seems like it's always on that end zone too.
Yep, it's just like Chicago. One way's
You
open.
know what? Back at the old Meadowlands, you didn't want the one side of the field that had the doors open. You remember, Coach? I mean, that's what happens. I mean, you gotta adapt to every environmental change when you're a kicker.
Yeah, Chicago and Hines, I forget the name of it now. They're tough though because they both sit on this water and wind moves doesn't move normal. I've seen balls kicked in Chicago. They're like, and they're just psychotic.
They're like a bad airplane.
And I think that's why the Bears are always okay with not having these big leg kickers. They want guys that can low flight but get it up quick and control it. Like Robbie Gold was never like a big leg guy. Maybe 55, maybe 56. Like Cairo Santos isn't a big leg guy, but he kicks his ball works really well at Soldier Field.
Acrisure.
Yeah, it does.
Acrisure Stadium is the name of their new.
That's say that 5 times real fast, Brandon, for the people listening.
Hey, what?
I said, say Acrisure 5 times real fast.
New. Hey, we haven't. Dude, are we gonna get to Oregon, Indiana? Or are we just gonna keep following the bouncing ball here?
No, we get down to Indiana, Oregon.
Corey fell asleep on us.
I know.
No, I didn't. I'm just sitting here listening to you guys.
I can't tell.
I'm listening. I wasn't snoring yet. Damn it.
Dang, Bobby.
Hold the phone.
No,
you guys start snoring to be called Bobby.
Yeah, you have to hear the snoring first.
That's what you said. I wasn't snoring. I was like, dang, Bobby.
Yeah.
So looking at this Oregon-Indiana game, obviously Indiana is the only one I have left still alive. I have not done well this college playoff. What do you guys see? Talk to me about it.
I really think Indiana's a complete team in this playoff. I think it's theirs to take. I mean, Mendoza, Surratt, the two you don't have just one running back in Indiana. You have two legit running backs. And that defense all year has been so underrated in my mind. It's one of the least talked about roots. They are some of the hardest hitting. So I think it's Indiana's time to win one.
I picked Indiana in our thing.
I did too.
I like Indiana. I'll keep Indiana in that pick, but I'm saying Oregon pulls the upset.
Oh, no, no, no. I rode with Indiana once in Eugene.
He did. You were the only one.
Yep.
I know. I gotta rock with them again. I think.
I'm gonna roll with Oregon once.
Well, Corey, hope you get stuck in the
No,
mud.
Indiana is my
I
national
probably will,
champion
but it's okay.
that I picked on ESPN.
Here's what I'll say. I again, like, you're getting a rematch. You've seen it already with OU Alabama. You see it with
Ole
Georgia
Miss.
Ole Miss. And man, beating somebody twice is really hard. And Oregon's defense is legitimately the only one who slowed them down all year.
I, I don't disagree, Coach, but
And here's what I'll say. The Ducks, they make me want to shout.
Oh Lord, not that song.
Throw
Oh
my hands up
Lord.
and shout. And that's what's going to happen from Dan Lanning after he wins and takes the Ducks to play the Rebs in the national championship game. And there's nothing a Southern boy doesn't love more than a good duck hunt. Ole Miss wins the national championship against the Ducks. And that's how this is going to play out, Hot Rod.
You might be all quacked up.
Man, that would be a unique story. I mean, it would be a really cool story. That'd be a heck of a story. Indiana's my national champion. I do agree with everything you said. I think it's really hard to beat a team twice. We did see it with Georgia, and we did see it with Alabama OU, and that's exactly where I was going with it. So on ESPN, I did pick Indiana, and I'm going to rock with it. But I can very well see this game going the other way.
And here's what I'll say about Dan Lanning.
He might be in the NFL.
Like in this Oregon Ducks team. These guys have been so disrespected.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get talked about. Oh, they lose a close game at home to Indiana. Cool. Indiana established themselves. Indiana, like, in that game, Oregon had everything to lose. Indiana just had opportunity. Right. And in this game, the tables have been turned. And what you'll see now, hey, Oregon lost an RB, but they still got the other. They're fine. They've got these two tight ends that are incredible, and you're going to see Dante Moore do everything he can to be the first pick overall and get $50 million.
I don't hate that take, but I'm going to tell you right now, Indiana's offense is a lot better than Oregon's offense.
Are they?
I mean, yes and no. I mean,
they're different.
They're different.
When I say, I think Mendoza is a better quarterback right now. Right now, not in the NFL, not next level, but right now. Mendoza.
I'm not sure Mendoza would be Mendoza without that receiver they have. Yeah.
Right.
Like that catch that he made in the end zone where he made his body go completely, like, that was a hell of a catch. That was a heck of a catch. And that body control, to be able to do that with your body, I think Mendoza's a little overrated.
I mean, on paper, Dante Moore is a better quarterback.
But the eye test tells me differently.
The eye test tells me Mendoza's really good handing the ball off and then throwing it every fourth play.
Sorry, talking to the wife.
I think Lanning finds himself in the NFL.
Why? He's got unlimited money at Oregon. The checkbook's way bigger there.
Probably true.
Oh.
And all the Nikes he could ever wear.
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna end up with like I don't know the Raiders or something, some bad team that needs a really good coach and he's gonna turn the program around. I just how I feel about it.
Lanning Lanning is that guy. He's a lovable guy. I mean, he doesn't go out there and crap talk. He talks X's and O's. He's very underrated as a person. I will give him that.
Like a hot rod.
Yeah, Corey, I still got that beef with you about the picture you put up for my birthday. Just
It's
kidding.
incredible.
But I really feel like Dan Lanning would be a great NFL coach. There are not, and we've gone down this road a lot, but there are very few college coaches that can translate to the NFL. And there's a lot of NFL coaches that won't translate to the NFL to the college because of the rules changes. Let's be real.
I don't know. I think it's
So here's my question then. Do you think there's any world where Oregon can beat Indiana? Rod, you're riding with the Hoosiers twice in this one.
You know what? Anybody can be beat any given day. I'm not going to deny that. We've seen it. But you know what? I still I, I like Oregon's game, but honestly, I just think Cincinnati is that guy. He's that Nick Saban disciple who bet on himself and went to IUP and worked his way back up on his own name. He didn't wait for the Saban name to get him a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think right now, in the culture that he's built in Indiana, it's very hard for a team. What's the word I'm looking for? It's very hard for another team to take that mojo away from him. When it happens, it happens. I mean, look at what that team did against Alabama. I mean, 38-3. It could have easily ran up the score more in that game.
Yeah.
I I don't know. I think it's going to be a very much closer game than that 10-point game we saw in Austin, but I think it's going to be Indiana to prove we belong.
it's definitely gonna come down to who wants it more.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Ducks fly together.
And they quack up together.
And clowns ride together.
Man, I take Indiana, but I'm telling you, Oregon's really scary this game.
Dante Moore gets it done. Hot Rod.
But I think
It'll be more or
Indy, I
less.
think Mendoza Chambliss. I think that is a. I think that's going to be the natty.
But now,
I'll say this: if Carson Beck wins and gets to the championship game, Carson Beck and wins it, he is now putting himself in that conversation for a higher draft slot, right? Because people want winners.
You know, we do not give Carson. And I say we. I do not give Carson Beck enough credit. I don't. And I feel like the nation has not given Carson Beck enough credit. I absolutely agree with you, and I think he's going to go in the first round anyway. Um, but yeah, no, I agree. He's been disrespected. Dude,
But you know,
I have no dog in this fight. I hope Miami wins it. I hope the ACC team wins it because we said they don't belong to me. So at this point, Corey, I hope you do. I hope you win it.
and you know what? Ultimately, let's be real. The committee, Miami took a lot of heat for being ninth in the committee size, but they got it right. I mean,
Did they?
ultimately, Notre Dame.
Because I mean, you put Tulane.
I
Was it
Yeah,
think
Tulane? It was Tulane, right? Tulane and Madison.
Tulane and James Madison.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about that side because you know what? Every year, right now, the way it's going, there's going to be at least one Group of Five team in the
Well,
in the
because you let
playoff
James Madison and
until
Tulane in, I
another
feel like Duke got
contract.
screwed.
But again,
I think
contract
you meant to say
said
Notre Dame got
No,
screwed.
Duke, the ACC champion.
Yeah.
they were inevitably going to get screwed here because you know what? 5 losses, and here's where Duke got screwed. They went out and lost all their non-conference games. They only had 2 losses in the ACC.
Here's
Let's
what
be
I'm
real,
saying, Bird.
okay?
Duke won the ACC. James Madison won whatever peon conference they're in, and Tulane won whatever BS conference they're in. Right? Is the ACC not a better conference than the one that they're in? So
This year,
if you left out
honestly,
the ACC champion, you should have left out those.
this year the ACC was straight trash. I'm an ACC guy through and through. A former member of the podcast is too, and we both said it. It was it might not have been straight trash like that, but it was very balanced,
Miami's
and
one game away from a
the
natty.
teams. I don't disagree, but that's why I was giving the committee props for keeping Miami where they were, because then should one ACC team got in,
Well,
is what I'm
uh,
saying.
when it comes to the committee, that's an argument we will always have because I think we all can agree to disagree that committee is it it's it's
My,
trash. No
my
offense.
point was,
That committee.
I think it'd been more competitive
Yeah.
with Vanderbilt and Texas in there than with
Yeah.
Tulane and
Yes.
James
I,
Madison.
I agree. I
And
do
if you're
agree.
going to leave
Well, I
out
don't
Duke, you need to
disagree,
leave
but
out those two. Or if you're going to put those two in there, you got to put in Duke. You got to.
Yeah.
That
And
is
that's
literally the
yeah.
precedent
It
that
was
you
just a
set.
yeah.
oh, I don't disagree, but here's the other thing, other precedent that was set that weighs more, Brandon. No team with 3 losses or more has been in the
So
playoff.
Alabama wasn't in the playoffs?
Let's be.
Check them facts again.
I mean, but no, I'm saying typically that's where that was until this year. It was guaranteed one Group of 5, and normally a 3 loss team doesn't make it. This year, with everything that happened, the way it happened, they broke precedent. That's
Talking
all I'm
about
saying.
precedent, we got a coach sitting down here that I have to get to something,
Go ahead.
Brandon. Can we go up? Can we get up to the big boy playoffs starting
Absolutely.
this weekend? Because I see him sitting there. He messed with his hair. He's ready to talk about his Bears.
Oh,
And
nah.
That's exactly it. Actually,
would
that's what,
never.
that's what
I'm
the last
actually.
thing I wanted to get into was the NFL. I do want to get coaches. And Coach, I sent you a deal on text message. That's to enter our group.
Yeah, I filled
You
it
did?
out. I filled it out.
Okay,
yesterday.
I haven't looked to see who all got it. I just wanted to make sure you got it and that you were in there.
You,
But my favorite time of year, and Saturday, the 3:30 game is the Rams and the Panthers. And Bird, other than you, does anybody think that the Carolina Panthers really have a chance in this game?
no.
No.
gee, I love y'all.
I think you have a shot, Bird. You're actually not that big of an underdog.
Devontae Adams is back. You don't stand a chance.
It, it depends on what Bryce Young we get. Because I'm going to be honest with you. That throw he tried to make on the sideline where it was picked off, that killed the momentum that we were having coming back. if he cannot make this and I'm saying simple, but no throw is really simple in the league. Don't get me wrong. If he cannot make the easy read, it's going to be a long day.
I think it's going to be a long day, anyways.
It may
Corey,
not be
you
it
always
may not be a long day for Bryce Young, but you got no chance of slowing down the Rams enough to.
we did it in the regular season.
Here,
That's exactly why. No Devontae. Easier team to defend. Devontae. Good luck.
You guys are a 10.5 point dog.
That's a
It's a lot.
That I mean,
They say you're going to get beat by 2
I don't know
scores.
about that.
exactly, and it could end up being 3-4-5. But you don't know with this team. I mean, I'm being serious. Brandon told me I'm too hard on Bryce Young, but a lot of the evidence is so inconsistency from Bryce Young
he's still a young
that
quarterback.
Can we talk about the inconsistency with your receivers and with your offensive line?
I don't I don't disagree. We're a very inconsistent team. That's why I
Well,
didn't want us in
that's
the
my problem with
playoffs
you
this
putting all
year.
that on Bryce Young. Is that if that O line was a little more consistent, he'd probably be a little more consistent as a quarterback. If your receivers would figure it out, he'd probably be a little more consistent as a quarterback. Leggett, you beat up on him, but he's actually turned out to be a really good piece. Horn's a really good piece, and that McMillan kid, Tetora, Tez, whatever.
Titty.
Let's
Titty
call him
McMillan.
Tet.
That's a good kid, man. That's y'all. You guys got a group down there. My question is, this offseason, are y'all gonna be able to keep it together and build off what you did this year? Because that's where y'all seem to have your
We
issue.
should be able to because most of these guys are young, still on rookie deals. But now it goes on here to the point: how much are they going to be required to pay? Because ultimately, you can't break the bank to keep a core together and expect the same results.
Have they picked up Young's fifth year yet?
Not yet, and I don't know. I don't know if they will or not, or just try negotiating a team friendly deal. Because at this point, does he deserve that 50-year option? Not in my eyes. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But does he deserve to be a quarterback in the league? 9 times out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd rather them negotiate a team friendly deal like $25 million a year for 4 years right
Yeah.
now.
Like what Baker did.
Yeah.
All right,
What?
going to the north. Are you serious? Did you guys really go 2-4 in your division?
Yes. We can't beat the Lions.
That is crazy. I didn't think that. Uh, and yet your record was 2 games.
9,
Two.
7, and 1.
11
11
and
and 6.
6.
Yeah, 11-6. Yeah.
Oh, the Bears. Sorry, I'm thinking Packers.
Oh, he just called you a Packer fan, Coach.
That's fine.
I can't believe y'all went 2-4 in the division. I mean, we did terrible, but yeah. Who wins this game and why?
It being at Soldier Field, I think that's a huge help for the Bears. I mean, like LaFleur and Love are like seem to have these weird playoff glitches, right? And I think that they're in a really tough spot without Parsons. And that makes a huge difference. And Ben Johnson's been able to see the defense against the Packers twice, and I think he will out scheme LaFleur. It'll be Saturday night. It'll be cold. Like probably come down to the last possession, just because I think it's probably like a 16-13 game. But give
All
me the
right.
Bears at home.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Are you worried about Caleb Williams making his first playoff game?
Um,
nerves and
No,
all.
no, because I think in a lot of ways they were playing playoff games for a little bit there in the middle of the year. Like when you've got the middle of the schedule that they had, like they had to beat the Steelers, they had to beat the Eagles. Like that Eagles game, if they lose that game, they're in a really weird spot and their backs are against the wall. And so they just, you beat the Packers once, you play an electric game against the 49ers. Like, I don't worry about it.
So you got
And if anything, if I was a Packers fan, I'd be more concerned about Love and LaFleur being worried about, like, proving themselves and trying to do too much.
Corey. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys are supposed to have warm weather this weekend, right? 50 degrees.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, there's a difference, Brent. I am in Central Illinois. Chicago, it's that they get that lake effect cold. So I mean, it can be like 20 to 30 degrees difference. So let me look what Chicago actually is supposed to have.
That's
this
still pretty
weekend.
warm for a January game
Yeah.
in Chicago. I think this is going to be a shootout. I don't think this is going to be a.
It's going to be 38 with rain and
Oh, never
snow
mind. It's going to absolutely
Yeah.
be a low 40.
and wind sustained 15 to 25, gusts to 40.
All right, just
Yeah.
kidding. Never mind.
That's why I said that lake. That lake effect is the thing with the Bears.
It changes it.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that they have at their advantage. I mean, Green Bay's used to playing in the cold and the snow, but that wind is
It'll
what's
cut you
gonna
in half.
Right. Well, I
I
think
was
I
gonna,
think DeAndre Swift's a better running back than Josh Jacobs right now.
Dude, forget
yes.
DeAndre. Kyle Monunga with a Bears first down.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
And the
Oh
lion
goodness,
sleeps in the
goodness.
jungle.
that kid is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's
Yeah.
No,
You know,
I mean they've got a good 1-2 punch it back, and that's the problem. Like, if it's Jacobs and his knee gets banged up or he can't go, which has happened a couple times this year, they become one
Wilson.
dimensional. And I'm not saying Love won't throw the ball against the defense, but he will throw a pick.
Well, and with that wind that's supposed to be there, you know what? It's going to come back. It's going to come down to two things on this game: which running game dominates, and which quarterback doesn't turn the ball over.
There's only one
And
quarterback in this game that can throw the ball through that wind, and
and
his name's not Jordan Love.
my thing is I can't believe I'm doing this. Brandon, can I have some mouthwash?
No, you can have some
you
Tide
saying go Bears?
detergent.
Oh, I'll take it. With the weather and everything this weekend, yeah, it's going to be the Bears.
I got the Bears as well.
I'm taking the Bears.
Is it sweet?
Sorry.
We swept that?
We swept
Rob, I
it.
thought you were
That's
pretty
terrifying.
with the Packers.
I might change my pick now just to
I know
win.
that's
Oh,
right. Bills Jags.
Jags, dude. They got it rolling down there. The Bills are scrambling. It's in Jacksonville. Give me the Jags. Duval.
I'm taking the Jags as well. I'm looking for a Corey's picture here.
We won't have a sweep in this one because
You don't think
I'm taking the Bills.
Uh,
It's just Josh Allen and James Cook.
Corey,
I can't see it.
it's your courthouse in Lincoln where the Sundays are mandatory Bears.
Yeah,
I made
I
no,
hear
I
you.
was
Thank you.
all over the Jags winning the division. I was all over it.
You called it.
What?
I didn't think. I'm gonna say this real quick. I didn't think Liam Cohen, as a first-year head coach, would come in and change that culture that fast. I didn't. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have changed the culture eventually, but that fast. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They were a couple pieces
So
away.
kudos to him.
Yeah, they were only a couple pieces. So who you get? Who you going to take in this, Brando?
I've got the Bills. Um,
The top two versus the bottom two now
the
today.
I was all over the Jags, um, but I think the Bills just have such an easy path to the Super Bowl, and for some reason, I just feel like the Jags are going to drop this one. Don't think they should. I think they should absolutely win this game. I think they are better on defense. I think they are better on offense. I think the quarterback is the only difference in the game. I think Josh Allen is a better runner than Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence has better weapons. I think Cook is a better running back than ETN, but ETN is really nice. I think the Bills squeak this one out with a lot of referee help.
All right. So I got a question for you. Are we done seeing coaching changes right
No,
now? If
McDermott will be fired.
If McDermott, what?
McDermott's not going to win a Super Bowl. He will be fired.
So
I was going to add the caveat if McDermott loses this game against Jacksonville.
If he loses in the first round, which they do not travel well, he loses in that first round, they're done. He's done. You don't think so, Coach?
Nah,
What?
Nah.
What?
I think he's safe. I think LaFleur's the one that like is in a weird spot.
I still say LaFleur is going to go go to
Yes,
the
so
Falcons.
LaFleur's going to get traded. I think they're going to trade him.
I mean, I guess this is coming from a guy who saw Lovie Smith get fired after a 10-6 year and then 12 years of like awful after.
yep.
Is like, why? You're making the playoffs every year. Winning Super Bowls is really hard. Like, what else do you want?
How many
I
times
know you want a Super
do
Bowl.
you let a guy fail before you move on?
Yeah, but you're okay, so like define failure in the business though. Like if you're defining failure as like the winning the Super Bowl, like yeah, everybody in that locker room feels like it's failure, but from an organizational business standpoint, them making the playoffs every year as a business is better for business. And so like are you willing to risk that? Are you willing to
I
risk that when you haven't given Josh Allen the help at wide receiver that he needs?
He didn't have Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have Dalton and Dawson
Okay.
Knox.
Okay, so he has a tight end who's pretty good. But right now, like who on that roster can separate? When Stephon Diggs was there, yeah, they're one win away from the Super Bowl. Like Patrick Mahomes pulls off a miracle and beats
Right.
them to go to the Super Bowl. That's not Josh Allen's fault. That's not McDermott's fault. There's 13 freaking seconds left.
yeah. I kind of have to be with you, Coach, on that. I think he's safe, no matter. And LaFleur isn't a pearl over there, as I would say. It's a little situation that is weird, but it's I don't know. It's something about Josh Allen in the games that people pick against him that he shows up and shows out. That is why I picked him as I think kind of like the Rams. I think the Bills are a more dangerous team being a 6 seed than being a number 1 or 2 seed.
You don't have Burrow. You
I
don't
mean,
have Lamar. You don't have Patty.
yeah,
I mean,
them are my problems. Yeah, them are my problems. And just like the Rams, you know, I I see the Rams as another team. We talked about I know we'll get to them and stuff, but like there's just certain teams you don't want to face in the playoffs Like if Kansas City would have gotten in, Mahomes be healthy, all of that, I would have rather seen them as a 1-2 seed than see them as a 6 or 7
I
seed.
agree.
And I feel that way with Buffalo right now. It's just
All right,
that way.
3 more. We got to get through them quick. 49ers and Eagles.
Niners.
Niners gang.
Sweep. Chargers, Patriots.
Give me the
This is
Patriots.
this is a close one. I don't care what anybody says. This is going to be close. It is a nighttime game, so Chargers going east, it doesn't really affect them. But I think the Patriots squeak it out.
Traveling an hour east messes up your whole mentality. Now, when you've been there a
Yeah.
couple days, I guess it probably helps. But if you just go into a game and you're an hour ahead, that pushes your like everything you do pregame pushes it up an hour. Does that make sense?
Yes. And it's 3
Right.
hours for them.
And so I do think
So-
going to the east is a lot harder than going west. It's a lot easier to sleep in than it is to get up earlier. That makes sense. And so I have the Patriots winning this one. I mean, I'll cut to the nuts and bolts.
Jim does it for John, and the Chargers win.
Oh, I was waiting for him. I was waiting for it. I knew that face.
I love Herbert. I love Herbert. I think there's 2 teams that are benefiting in this playoff, and that's the Chargers and Bills, even though I picked the Jags. Because if the Bills get by the Jags, I think they end up making a Super Bowl. I just feel like the Jags are going to have a little too much at home. But we've been wrong. I love Herbert. He's gritty. Drake May's gritty. He throws the ball around. He diversifies his throwing portfolio by getting everybody involved. But I just, I got that old-fashioned love and feeling that the Chargers are going to win this one.
I like your call too, but I took the Patriots in a close game. One thing that we try not to talk about on this podcast is off the field issues. But how is the 2 off field issues going to affect New England? Hopefully they're pros and it doesn't. I'm just saying. But
You went off field issues.
Well, they Diggs.
Oh yeah.
And then but they had another one, and was it offense lineman or defensive man also get charged with the same thing pretty much. Yeah, so I mean it's not just 1, it's 2. It shouldn't affect them because they're pros, but they are still human, so that's all I'm going to say.
Chargers and Patriots.
But I'm still picking them.
Give me the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'll live on my
Yeah.
island.
Texans and Steelers.
Yeah, you're on the island. Oh.
Give me
I would rock with the Texans.
the Steelers at home.
I can't go for a tie because there has to be a winner in the playoffs. I don't want to bet against Rodgers, but I don't trust Houston's offense, but their defense is just crazy. Give me the Steelers.
I'll be on the island by myself.
You got Brandon.
Steelers are going to the AFC
I think
Championship
he's
game.
taking on me. Yeah, I remember that now that you said that.
That's what I said. I'll be on the island by
I
myself.
am not
The Texans
counting out
defense-
Aaron Rodgers in December and January. Sorry. Count him out. I'll count him out in the championship game. I'll count him out going to the Super. He's not going to the Super Bowl. But I'm not going to count him out before the AFC Championship game.
But the Texans has the number 1 defense in the league.
Aaron Rodgers has seen it all.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's the only reason I even tempted to go with Houston, but I didn't, is because of that defense. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to look at Arthur Smith and tell him to shut the hell up, Sit back and let him play.
I mean, who do you trust more in that type of situation? Do you trust Mike Tomlin, or do you trust? Oh my goodness,
D'Amico
I just
Ryan.
lost his name. Thank you.
D'Amico Ryans.
Or do you trust D'Amico Ryans more in this situation? And unfortunately, I just trust Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers more in this situation than I trust
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud and Nico or
Yeah,
Ryan.
that's true.
So
And that's why I said I think Aaron Rodgers just looks at, especially after last weekend, he looks at Arthur Smith and just tells him to sit there and shut up, act like you're calling plays, ride on my cape,
that's
and let's
it.
play.
DK's coming back too, so I really like what I've seen from them last week. All right, guys. Well, this episode has been brought to you by Heaven Sent Hellbent Gear. Go to hshbgear.com. 15% off promo code married. W Energy, Styles Apparel, and Dugout Mugs. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. We will catch y'all next time. Peace.
See ya.
Wait till tomorrow.
Oh
Sooner
my
or
goodness.